Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, Rule 0. What do you mean I packed it wrong? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Rule 0. It's an average post-holiday weekday afternoon at my work, which means that I am mostly hanging out, answering various questions from our first line of contact, clarifying department rules and updating procedures. I am also checking up on various ancient work orders, gathering dust in our queue, usually for lack of customer or management response, and indiscriminately nuking the ones that I can close due to lack of customer response while auto-repeating a stage in an ongoing Arknights event. Just your usual Tier 3 slow day help desk stuff. An email chime rings. Now, my emails normally don't have audio alerts, except for a select group of very high-ranked people who need urgent Tier 3 level attention to address their pressing problems, such as plugging in a monitor. Among the team, I'm the one on actual emails and calls that afternoon, so I pop it open. It looks like our CEO is trying to join a conference via a specific app, but it's just not working. Oh, and the conference started half an hour ago, and they need someone to come up in the next 2 minutes. Call me crazy, but if I have an important conference coming up using a program that I have not tested before, I might call IT out before the conference starts. As I enter CEO's office one walk up the stairs later, I discover that he's got a whole setup going with a smartphone he is using for this, clamped in with actual proper hardware, good lighting, the whole thing. Frankly, I am impressed and relieved. This specific conferencing software doesn't play well with our firewall sometimes, but if it goes out over the smartphone Wi-Fi, that's way easier. They have their own, much laxer rules. So can you tell me exactly what is wrong? I ask CEO after exchanging extremely brief pleasantries. He is in a hurry, and so am I, since I forgot to restart my Arknights stage before I headed up, so I figured we both have things we'd be doing that don't involve somebody making polite small talk for half an hour. My conference app is not working, he replies, waving at the phone, which does indeed appear blank. The app is up, but other than the meeting name it's just basically blank. You can hear people on the other end, but no matter if I click camera or mic buttons, nothing happens. A suspicion forms in my head. Okay, I say, drop the session and start it again with me looking over your shoulder. Let's go step by step. Everything goes perfectly fine. The app joins a meeting, he types out a name and why the ever-living F***ck is he clicking don't allow to every prompt that comes up. Why are you clicking don't allow to every prompt that comes up? I ask the CEO very diplomatically. Oh, I was told I shouldn't let apps access stuff on my phone. If you don't let this conferencing app access your microphone or camera, it will not be able to transmit anything using your microphone or camera. Oh, is that how it works? Yeah. Let me reset your permissions in the settings, here you go. Camera and audio feed. You are live. Wow, you are great. I think they've been trying to solve my issue for over a year now with this phone app, and you fixed it in 2 minutes. Haha, no problem, you have a good day, I say as another horrible suspicion forms in my head. Back at my desk, after restarting my Arknights stage, you gotta have priorities, I start digging in the call logging system. Sure enough, here is a work order sent directly to our networking team, bypassing all normal channels, me, from 14 months ago, highest priority, for different texts, all going back and forth about how our CEO's phone does not permit video and audio traffic from this conferencing app over our Wi-Fi network. Vendors have been contacted, entire network closets torn apart and put back together, multiple Wi-Fi modems and APs replaced. There have been thousands of dollars and close to 1,000 man-hours put in by people with 6-digit salaries trying to fix this elusive issue. All because none of these senior network engineers ever heard of Rule 0, don't trust the customer. As a Tier 3 tech, I have the ability to hijack assignments and make sure that everybody involved gets a message when I close the work order. This one was particularly satisfying to close, with a solution description of customer was denying permission to access phone resources to the app. No actual network issue is apparent. See work order hashtag. So yeah. This is why the first thing I teach any techies I train is always Rule 0, don't trust, and also verify. What do you mean I packed it wrong? I was the first IT person at a fairly large movie theater chain back in '99. When I started, about 4 of the 39 theater locations had PC-based ticketing, otherwise it was paper-based. Think 50-50 drawing tickets. Concession sales was an analog system from the late 70s. The larger sites had a PC for the managers to use for reports, Excel, but most used typewriters. I give this background so you get the knowledge level in HQ and the theaters. By 03, I had all sites on a PC-based sales system and all selling stations were a part of the network. I had finally been approved an assistant but still way overbooked. Management loved everything about the change except the cost, of course. To keep costs down, in their mind, we couldn't buy on-site support, even though we were spread across 5 states. Nope, box up the failed system and ship it back for us to work on. Not ideal, but we required every site to hold on to 3 of the factory boxes and packaging to make shipment as safe as possible. This worked fairly well, until one day a manager at one of the mid-sized locations needed to ship back a desktop system. My assistant walked them through disconnecting it from the network and printer, then proceeded to walk him through putting it in the foam packaging. I was listening with half an ear as we shared office space. At that point the manager does the old "yeah, I got this, goodbye" and ends the call. Okay, whatever. The following week a brown truck dropped off the box with the PC for us to work on. My assistant had several to work on, and had started unboxing all of them to get them on our workbench. He opened the box from site X, and then froze. I could see him start to say something, then stop, think, start to say something and freeze again. I walked over to see what was up. Popcorn. All you can see is popcorn. Popcorn to the maximum. We looked at each other and I said, please, let this be a joke. Don't have the computer in there. We dug in and, sure enough, there's the PC. Before going any further, we started taking photos. Here's the box of popcorn with the PC buried in it. No bag around the PC, just stuffed in there with the popcorn. Then a photo of the PC on our bench, showing the popcorn pushed into the power supply fin vent. Another after we open the side panel of the PC, showing how the popcorn has made its way into the case, fairly effectively. All this went to the COO and regional manager, along with a description of the original conversation with the manager, and my note of having listened in, to confirm. Mentioned the interior cleaning needed, how we were lucky more damage wasn't done, and oh yeah, had to pitch that power supply because we couldn't be sure we got everything and don't want a fire if some corn is still in there. They routed it around to all of the sites. I wanted to, but felt it politic to leave it to them, and the ribbing from their fellow managers did the job. The factory foam got used and in the rare event it was missing, they usually told us, and got instructions on acceptable options. We did eventually make our cost case for the on-site service, but it took a few years. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.